What is up, everyone? Guys, I'm actually very glad we're getting a retrace because without any kind of retracement, it's very hard to trade at all-time highs. Now that we're starting to get a retracement, it's like, okay, we could get something. Now, today is a no-news Monday, which means we need to be defensive, we need to be conservative, but as well, if I see something I like, I'm not going to be afraid to take it. I'm going to execute according to my rules if there's a good setup that I like that follows one of my models. I'm going to pull up Tradeovate so I can get my accounts ready. I'm going to figure out how many contracts I need to buy because that's important. And guys, let's lock in. So one thing I'm noticing is we have a 1 hour for value gap down below. So I'm watching this 1 hour gap. We have already got SMT, but we still have London's lows below. So we'll see. We might need to come down and sweep those again. But I like these low resistance highs here. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm going to go ahead and log in and then calculate. Make sure I don't mess up the calculation because that is one of the most important things. So here we go. So let's figure out what accounts I am trading today. So I'm trading 4 accounts, 3 funded, 1 eval. 4 accounts. And once again, according to my new rule that I made, if I enter a trade and it's not going through, I do nothing. I don't click the button multiple times. That is recipe for absolute disaster and catastrophic failure. So you only click the button once. So the accounts I will be trading today are, let's go look at the group. PA7. Here, I'll show you my other screen. These are the accounts I'm trading today. So since basically the way that I'm doing this is I'm trading 1 funded and 1 eval at a time. Basically just trading 1 funded at a time so I don't blow them. And then trading an eval on the back end. And then once I pass that eval, then I incorporate the next funded and the next eval. So I already passed one of these. I can't remember. So now I have 3 fundeds and 1 eval that I'm trading, if that makes sense. And so I'm slowly going to scale back in and get all my accounts back up to where I want them to be. And yeah, guys, let's lock in. We have 12 minutes until market open. Looks like we could be getting something, but I'm not super hesitant to trade pre-market. I'm not super excited to trade pre-market, especially because we do have London below. But this, this could be really good actually. But I'm still kind of getting set up, so I'm not going to do anything. Okay, PA07. Apex 37. So 6 cons on that. 1 con on this. PA15, PA14. 1 con, PA14. 1 con. Alright. So that's going to be 9 contracts total. And so now, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 9. So now let's figure out multiples of 9. 9, 18, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. And I'm doing this so that way I can quickly calculate the math if I'm in the moment and I need to. So 7, 8, 9, 10. So look at this. If I want to buy, for instance, if I want to buy 4 contracts, then I need to enter 36 in. Yo, what's up? If I want to enter 4 contracts divided across the accounts, I need to put 36 in here. So that's why I do that, so I can not have to do the math really fast in my head and not mess everything up. So we have SMT. We are possibly getting this inversion. I'm not gonna lie, guys, this actually looks really nice. I did kind of want to see London get swept, though, is the only thing. I did kind of want to see London get swept, but we have SMT backing this. We do have this 15-minute gap here. I don't want to be too hesitant. I think if something's good, I should take it. So yeah, let's go ahead and take this. 6. If we get yeah.
Order filled.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this. And TP1 is going to be, because we have SMT and we swept out all these lows and we've inversed this gap here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. I'm not going to be scared to. I'm just going to do it. So, yeah. 22,871. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to do I always do TP1 at 1R. And the reason I like this is because SMT swept out the lows. SMT delivering from a fair value gap swept out all the lows. And then we inverse this. Yeah, I'm taking this. Yeah, we haven't inversed the 15-minute, but I'm just trading it because of liquidity in the S&T. So we'll see. I really won't regret this one, to be honest. Because just looking at this objectively, this should run liquidity almost every time. So, no, I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just trying to get better, guys. So if I take a loss, it is what it is. Like I always say, I'm just trying to get better. But I can't be afraid to take a setup if I think it's good. So I'm going to do it. I think market open is going to deliver us possibly up there. We'll see.
Order filled.
I got stopped out.
Stop filled. All right, 5-minute walk.
Alright. Yeah, it sucks, but here's the thing, guys. I'm not going to get upset about it. I just accept that that's the reality of the trade. Yeah, I took the trade before the market opened because market open a lot of time is going to deliver us to where we want to go. Alright, so anyway, like I said, this is when you just have to close the chart and just say, yeah, it's fine, I took a loss. But I'm not gonna lie, the more I trade, the more I don't like IFUs. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just like, I've seen a lot of setups like this fail, and I don't know. Like, I just kind of like flow state a little more, to be honest. It just kind of makes more sense to me. I'm not even gonna lie. Anyway. Yeah, like I said, like, usually you want to see the 15-minute inverse, but going into market open, this seemed high probability. I will journal it, reflect on it, and yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to do anything like dumb. I'm closing my accounts off. I'm gonna pull up my screen here. I'm going to exit at market and close. Even though I already did that, I just like to double click it, and then I'm going to click the X because guess what? I'm done. Like, I'm done. We move on, and this is how you stay in the game, right? Like, I'm gonna journal this. I'm gonna figure out if I liked it or if I didn't, if it was good or if it wasn't, and then we improve and we get better. We had SMT, we swept out the lows, we inversed this gap. The only thing is the 15-minute did not inverse. And, you know, in hindsight, we do have this volume imbalance right here. And you can see this volume imbalance aggressively rejected price. So maybe, like, in a this is a very niche situation where 5-minute inverses, but in a lot of time you can front run that 15-minute inverse, but maybe pay attention to the fact that we have this 15-minute volume imbalance, and you know these volume imbalances are super strong. So maybe in the future what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, I'm not going to front run this 15-minute inversion because I need to see this volume imbalance closed above. Like, that's very, very important. I want to keep my eye on this volume imbalance because clearly this volume imbalance rejected price really aggressively. So a lot of the time, this can work where when you inverse this 5-minute, you can front run the 15-minute inversion. But honestly, because of this 15-minute volume imbalance, I don't think I should have done that. So that's probably going to be my reflection for the day. And yeah, I think that this volume imbalance was the key element that I missed because we would really need to be closing above that on the 15-minute. So anyway, like I said, we move on and we just keep trying to take better trades. That's all you can do. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I'm completely emotionless. I'm a robot. I like the trade in the moment, but I'm going to reflect on it and see if it was actually really good or if it wasn't, right? I mean, we had S&T. We swept out all the lows. We have good low resistance highs. And, yeah, I mean, obviously I'm upset. Like, well, not upset. I'm not upset, but, like, I'm obviously, like, I wish it could have gone better, but, you know, That's what journaling is for. We just move on. And so any trades I take from now on, they're going to be on demo. And yeah. Like I always say, let's just keep moving forward. I'm not like, this is a long game, right? We're not meant to become the greatest traders in one day. So we sweep out this low. And so anyway, yeah. Like, obviously I wish I could have gone better, but I'm gonna journal it and I'm gonna reflect. Like, you have to think about it in the terms of five-year time horizon, right? Is this trade really going to matter that much? If anything, this is going to give you insight for the future. Like, I think the biggest thing about this for me is you need to pay attention to this volume balance, because a lot of time normally it can be fine to front run that 15-minute inversion when you have good liquidity like this. But because of this volume imbalance, in the future I'm not going to do that, because that volume balance is very scary on the 15-minute, and you can see it rejects price very aggressively. So that's my lesson from this trade, if I'm being completely honest. And also, we have S&T that we're going against. So S&T. Now, we do have S&T here. So a lot of the time when you get S&T against an S&T, we'll go back for the old S&T. So I wasn't scared of this S&T at all, really. But, yeah. We did have S&T, and then yeah, change state delivery. So yeah, you know what? It's okay. I'm just trying my best, and let's just keep getting better. What the heck? Why is it going all the way back there? Oh, whoops, sorry. Yeah, I gotta switch the screen. So yeah, you couldn't see what I was saying. What I was saying is, a lot of time it can be fine to front run the 15-minute, but with this volume imbalance, I will be super hesitant. So, and typically you really don't want to front run it, right? So was that absolutely necessary for me to do? Not necessarily. And so I'm going to put that in my journal. I'm going to reflect on it. I'm going to say, this is what I get for trying to front run the 15-minute inversion. I should ideally wait for the highest time frame inversion. And by the way, guys, just for your information, if this did actually inverse on the 15-minute, you have to be careful, because if this 15-minute inverse like this, even if it did inverse, if we don't close above this volume balance, I would be very, very careful, because this volume imbalance, you can see the fair value gap actually is like this, because there's a volume imbalance connected to it. So this is, even if we closed up here, this would not be an inverse fair value gap, because we need to close above the volume imbalance. So it would not be a 15-minute inversion unless we closed above that. And so just for the future, guys, in case you were wondering, like, this wouldn't even be valid even if we inverse this, because we have to close above this volume imbalance. So, just so you know. But, yeah. But, in hindsight, if you look at what was really going on the opposite side on the 15 minute, so this is a good note for my journal, is look at what's happening on the 15 minute. We have a liquidity sweep. Look at what's happening on the 15 minute. Liquidity sweep with S&T. A break below this old low with displacement. So we have a break below this old low with displacement. And then we have this fair value gap here. This is our 2022 fair value gap. So as I've been saying, I've been really starting to like the 2022 model a lot more because I've finally watched the entire, I'm like 75 to 80% of the way through it. But like, the more I learned about the 2022 model, the more I'm like, guys, I actually really like the 2022 model. So here's your 2022 fair value gap for the 15-minute time frame, right? We sweep out this high, break of structure. This fair value gap is around equilibrium. Yeah, you can see this fair value gap is around equilibrium. You could even wait to enter at equilibrium for even better RR. And yeah. This is, in my opinion, this is why this failed. And something else that I've noticed recently about 2022 models is if you ever have a 2022 model that sweeps out a high, breaks structure, and then you have a fair value gap with a volume imbalance above it, this volume imbalance is going to be really, really high probability. Like super duper high probability. I'll give you an example actually. It's actually really fascinating. So you can enter at this volume balance, and this is going to be a super high probability volume balance. So let me show you an example on the higher time frame, right? On the daily chart, you can see we sweep out this high. We break this low here. And then no imbalance. He doesn't use an imbalance, but he uses the 2022 model. That's crazy. How does he do that? So break of structure, 2022 gap, right? This is on the daily. Actually, I think this is better used on, I think it's better on the 4 hour. Yeah, better on the 4 hour, right? Sweep, I actually consider this the sweep. Sweep, break of these lows, 4 hour gap, and this is what I'm saying, right? Volume imbalances above 2022 gaps are stupid. They're stupid. All these volume balances that are just chilling above the 2022 gaps are like stupidly high probability. So, just in case you guys wanted to know that, but yeah, so you would typically enter, right? Like, you can enter, let's see. So here's equilibrium. Stop loss at the high. And then you see how we just continue lower. Another way you could do this is like, let's say you only want to enter at the volume imbalance. By the way, guys, when I say this is a volume balance, this is actually a new week opening gap. See that? This is a new week opening gap. So it's not new week opening gaps and whatever else, they are volume imbalances actually. But yeah, just in case you guys, this is just an observation I've noticed is anytime you have a volume imbalance above a 2022 gap, it's like insanely high probability. So just thought I'd show you guys that because I think that's pretty cool. But this is a good 2022 gap on the 4 hour because look at how much displacement we have when we break these lows. That's why this is a good 2022 gap. You want to see a lot of displacement. So Anyway. So yeah, this was clearly against the 2022 model, and it makes a lot of sense why this failed in hindsight. Aggressive displacement lower below these lows with a volume imbalance chilling above this 2022 gap. And I mean, yeah, we aggressively expand lower off of it. So in hindsight, I'm not going to give this post-trade approval because I learned something, right? We had this volume imbalance. We got to always check, are we going against a higher time frame model in any situation, right? Always check. Are we going against the higher time frame model? In this case, we had a sweep, break of these lows, and a volume imbalance here. So this is delivering us down. And yeah, you see, there we go. First standard deviation hit. Pretty cool how perfect the market is, and it's just a matter of time before we're gonna get this stuff down. So liquidity sweep, break those lows. So always check, are you going against a higher time frame model? And then if you are, if yes, you cannot give post trade approval. Also, so if trying to front run higher time frame gap, if higher time frame gap has volume imbalance, don't do it. But typically you don't want to front run higher time frame gaps. All right, we learned a lot today, guys. Well, no, there's always something you can learn. And I get that there's people who say, oh, if you take a loss, like, it's just probabilities and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, in my opinion, you can always make your edge better. And I really do think the market's always right. And going in with the mindset of, oh, loss, like, this loss is just the statistics. It's like, the market's always right. If you take a loss, you miss something. In my opinion, that's what a loss means. Not saying you're not going to take losses and you need to be accepting of losses. I am accepting. Like, I'm accepting that I took the loss. But what I am saying is, in my opinion, it's ignorant to say, oh, it's just a loss and I can't learn from it. Because clearly, you can't. In my opinion, the market's never wrong. The market, in my opinion, is never wrong because the people who control the market, they got to that point by having the best edge. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The people that run the market, they got there by having such a good edge that they have more capital to deploy into the markets, which makes the edge in the market more real. And so if you lose a trade, you are by default losing against the best traders in the world because the best traders in the world have the most money and have the most influence in markets. So, in my opinion, if you take a loss, you gotta learn from it because there's something that you missed, and I know it's the unpopular opinion, but that is my opinion. So, oh, and you know what else? Look at how perfectly we go back to equal. Oh my gosh, guys! Whoa! Look at how equilibrium is just chilling at this volume imbalance. That's insane. What? That's sick. Equilibrium overlaps with this volume imbalance, guys. What the heck? That's actually insane. Good to know, man. What the heck? That's okay if you disagree. That's fine. I know. My opinion's unpopular. It's whatever. I don't care. We had this 15-minute 2022 gap. Check this out. This is something that I'm experimenting with, where we have this 15-minute 2022 gap. And so you know how we can do flow state off of fair value gaps? Well, we have this 2022 gap, right? So liquidity sweep break of structure 2022 gap. What if we take a flow state off Wait, so you think I'm right or not? I don't know what you're saying, Cave. But I get what you're saying too. I really do. And I think you have to be a trader, you have to have that mindset, because if you don't have that mindset, then you're going to do stupid things after losses, and you can't do that as a trader. But like I said, I think this is so interesting because we can use 2022 gaps. So this is a 15-minute 2022 gap. So these are already going to be higher probability on their own. We can use these for a flow state. Check this out. 1 minute change state delivery. So 15-minute for value gap, 1 minute change state delivery. And you can see that is why we expand so aggressively here. So flow states off of 2022 gaps are like stupidly OP. And I'm actually starting to think of a name for this model. I think I would call it like the 2022 plus model. Cause it's like this fair value gap's already high probability because it's in line with the 2022 model. So now take a flow state trade off of it, right? Where you have a sweep and then another sweep. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Flow state and then 1 minute change state delivery, and then yeah. Yeah, bro, you were right on. You're right on. Good job. I'm saying you won't be able to predict what's going to happen. You need to set up plans for every scenario. Like, you take a long, you lose. Okay, wait 5 minutes for a short, then be done for the day. Reacting, not predicting. Yeah, exactly. I agree. It's something I need to work on, but yeah. But look at this. Market goes right to that fourth standard deviation. And it's like, that's perfect. So here's your 15-minute 2022 fair value gap. Here's your OTE backtest, right? Remember how I say the market will backtest OTE before we get these changes to deliveries? Check that out, right? Look at how we backtest OTE of the manipulation before we get the change to delivery. And then we get the change to delivery, and then all the way down to the fourth standard deviation perfectly. See that? Boom. This is also a 2022 model, right? Because you have a break of structure, 1 minute break of structure below these lows with displacement, and then 2022 gap forms. See that? And then the entry is like a sniper entry. So we have a 2022 model within a 2022 model. 1 minute 2022 within a 15-minute 2022. And then we just expand aggressively lower. Anyway, I think it's important to figure out, like, when you're going into a trade, like, I think the more I'm realizing, it's actually very important to know, like, which way is market structure. Like, I'm honestly, like, I'm totally aware of it now. Like, the way that we break structure with displacement matters a lot, because if we break this low with displacement, this for value gap's going to be high probability every single time. And it's taken me a while to realize this, but yeah. Let's see, Camel took a trade. Let's see what Camel took. Camel took a break even. Yeah, I wonder if he took this trade. But like I said, it was front running the 15-minute. So I think that maybe in the future I won't take it, because I probably shouldn't be front running the 15-minute, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, wow, there's 6 people watching. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I did not realize there were that many people watching. So, anyway, guys, I learned a lot from this, because, I mean, this is very clearly just a higher time frame 2022 model. We broke structure with a fair value gap, and I shouldn't have tried to front run this inversion in a condition like this. But, you know, it's hard to be perfect. We have this 15-minute gap here. We should try taking trades on demo. So if we get anything that we like, we'll try it. So we have SMT with this high, 15-minute gap. Then again, we did sweep out all these lows. Let's go in the higher time frame. I'm kind of curious. 4-hour gap here. 1 hour gap. 15-minute. Okay, I'm liking this 15-minute. So we sweep out all these lows into this 15-minute for value gap. Where's midnight at? And it looks like the market wanted to come for Asia. So the market did want to come for Asia. Good to know. Okay. So yeah. Let's see. You guys know how to get rid of these blue zones that are only on CME data? Yeah. So I'm gonna help Ronnie real quick in the Discord. So Ronnie's asking how to get rid of these. And you go to settings. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately I can't take any more trades now. Kind of sucks, but that's as per my rules, and you know what? I am just accepting of that, and I'm just gonna move on with my day. I'm gonna go to work later, and yeah, obviously I wish, like, I so badly, like, my subconscious mind is constantly like, I just want to win a trade today. I just want to win a trade today. But we have to realize we don't have control over the outcome. We don't have control over what happens to our trade. All we have control over is the execution, whether the trade was good, whether it aligns with our rules, whether it aligns with our backtesting, and making sure it's a high probability setup. And if you do all of those things, guys, just be accepting of the outcome. And I will admit, this could have been better because of this 15-minute volume imbalance. But in the moment, I thought it was fine. And so, it's just going to go in my journal. I'm probably going to disapprove of it because I do not like this volume imbalance here. And it's just something that over time, hopefully I just don't miss stuff like that. But yeah. Like I said, we broke out these lows with this placement. So maybe, let's see. Maybe we're drawing down here. Yeah, look how perfectly we hit that first standard deviation, and then look at how we backtest OTE here. So, you see that? Where is it? We backtest OTE, get the change day delivery. Now we're displacing lower. We have this new day opening gap down here. This seems like a nice draw on liquidity. Oh, you know what else too is this? This is an RTH gap. All this is an RTH gap. So, yeah, I think we're probably going to draw down into this new day opening gap. Bro, I'm about to crash. My driver's watching TikToks. That's kind of funny. I'm reading Effie's little thing here. Rip, but that is actually insane. Yeah, I mean, guys, all that matters is every day we just get better. And as long as I follow my rules, don't tilt, do everything I'm supposed to do every day, I'm not concerned about the intraday wins and losses. I'm not concerned. I'm just here to show up, do what I need to do, and move on. And I get that it's going to take time for me to become the trader I want to be. And you know what? Guess what? I've only been doing this less than 2 years, so I'm not going to be a perfect trader. I'm just not. I mean, like Jade Cap, it took him 14 years to get $3 million payout. You know what? Like, I have to realize I've been doing this for only 2 years. So sometimes you just have to be like accepting of where you are in your trading journey and accept that you're not the perfect trader. But any wins you do get, be very, very happy and proud that you did get them. And that's just where I'm at right now. Is I understand I'm not perfect, but I want to get better. We do have S&T with this high, and I know we don't have a 4-hour key level, but we do have this 15-minute change of state of delivery here. So I could see this delivering us down to this new day opening gap. So I'm considering taking this on demo. Let's go ahead and take this on demo. Wow, look at the second standard deviation perfectly aligned there. Okay, I'm going to put a limit order here. Taking this on demo. I'm going to target that new day opening gap. Order rejected. The competition. Oh, the leap ended. Okay, well. Dang it, I wanted to do it on the leap. Okay. Let's do it on Jake Trades It. Here we go. How much do I want to risk per trade on here? I want to take it like I'm taking it for real, is the thing. So, I guess if I want to take it like I'm taking it for real, then I should probably... Let's see. Okay, I would do, if I was taking it for real, I would do copy traded across 9. My brain's not working. You know what? I'm just gonna risk 1,000 per trade on this account. That's what I'm gonna do. $1,000 per trade. So right now this is showing $200 risk. So I'm gonna do. Oh yeah, I could just do 1. So we'll just do 1. There we go. 1 contract of NQ. And yeah, targeting 2 to 1. Let's see if this hits. And I'm going to close out of this. But I think it's important to practice on paper because the more reps you can get in, even if they're not real trades, the better you're going to get. So actually, we could get a really nice high probability trade in here. Because this is a 5-minute BPR. See these overlapping fair value gaps? 5-minute BPR. Oh, this is actually really nice. 5-minute BPR. Let's take this instead. Let's exit out. Okay. 5-minute BPR, and we're watching 30-second change state delivery. Yo, this is nice. Okay. So when we get a close below this, I'm going to put a limit order here. And we have S&T too. So 5-minute BPR, S&T, and then I'm watching this 30-second change state delivery. And then we did not close below. Look at how we backtested OTE too. So I'm gonna try this out. So this is saying 0.4, so I can do 2. Oh, guys, I think this is the 2022 model because we break this low with this placement. So we swept out this high. I actually think this is a pretty good 2022 model. Sweep of this high, break of this low, and then for value gap. Let's see if this holds. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay. So if we can get below this low, I'm going to put a limit order when we retest it. So like once we close below. Okay. Okay, once we get this close, the limit order just goes in right away. I actually think this is a pretty fire trade. Not even gonna lie. So once again, the trade is 5-minute BPR. Oh, we need to move this down. Let's put this here. Because that's now where the change of state of delivery is. See, if I was trading micros, we should probably be trading micros. That way we can have an exact amount of risk that we want. Never mind. I think we just got filled. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's just target the second standard deviation. And let's just see how this goes. This will be aligned with that new day opening gap. Probably do TP1. Actually, let's do TP1 here. TP1 here. And then TP2 here. So this kind of seems like accumulation. This kind of seems like accumulation. I'm not gonna lie, guys, trading on demo is so much more chill. Like, I genuinely don't feel stressed at all. I kind of like it like that. Accumulation. Dude, I bet you this is gonna work. I bet you this is gonna work. Accumulation. Manipulation with SMT. And then distribution. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Whoops. Trading floor. Who said something? Jim. Well, that 2022 model actually worked pretty well, which is kind of cool. You can see, remember how I marked that out earlier when I said we broke this low and this gap is a 2022 gap and it's probably going to hold, and then it did. That was pretty cool. So for context of what I'm doing right now is 5-minute BPR here and then 30-second change of state of delivery. So I guess you can mark it out like this if you wanted to. So that's what I'm doing. Sweep, 5-minute BPR, 30-second change of state of delivery. This is another 1 minute for value gap. let's get rid of everything real quick. I want to see if this is a 15-minute BPR. Yeah, this is a 15-minute BPR actually. What do you guys think? Is this going to be an OTE entry, or is this just going to keep going up? If this is an OTE entry, that'd be crazy. Oh man, look at that 3-minute candle closure. Yeah. Oh man. Justin Whaling, 2 for 2. I don't get how Justin Whaling trades. I don't get it. Oh, Javier messaged me. Big orders here. 899.75. Oh, that was a while ago. Oh, yeah, that was before the open. Yeah. Anyway, we're just gonna keep learning, getting better. I like this IPG. I'm gonna try it on paper. Down to these equal lows. Yeah, that's crazy. I think those guys didn't get filled because 22,899. That's wow. That's all the way up here. Nah, I'm not sure those guys got filled, to be honest. Oh, you know what I kind of want to try? Actually, nah. I want to take this like as if it's the real deal. So let's do half off here. I just want to trade like it's the real deal, so it's like I'm not cheating myself. I gotta pretend like it's trading for real. Actually, I should just go all off here. What am I doing? I want to treat this like it's the real thing. Like I genuinely need to turn profitable, and I'm not gonna be profitable if I keep trading on demo like it's not like I'm trading for real. So. At 22,842, they did it. It was 900 plus sell orders, and I got in. LL took 400 shorts. That's crazy. Wonder if anyone's even watching the stream right now. Man, Justin Whaley took 2 wins. We'll have to review those in the market recap. Wow, there's still 6 people watching? That's crazy. You guys must leave me going on in the background or something. Yeah, that's cool. Alright. Let's go. We got the whole crew. We got Simon, Snowman. Let's go. Yeah, like I said, every day we just keep showing up and we get better. I'm not concerned about what happens on a day-to-day basis. I'm not concerned about what happens if I take a loss or, what matters is, did I journal it? Did I learn something? And how can I improve going forward? Because reality is, it takes traders, a lot of people, it takes like 2, 5, 10 years to become consistently profitable. I'm willing to do what it takes, because we know the potential once we get this down. You know what I'm saying? We know the potential. So that's why I'm so unconcerned about losses. What matters to me is, am I here focused, doing what I'm supposed to do every day? Am I learning from my losses? Am I getting better? And am I doing everything I'm supposed to do? Am I not tilting? And past that, I don't care. So yeah, I'm not the perfect trader, but that's okay. I think the main reason I liked this is because there was SMT. But in reality, is this like the craziest high probability trade in the world? Not really. The main thing is that there's SMT and an inversion in 3 candles. But is this beautiful? That could be higher probability. Did I need to take it? Not really. So I probably should not take trades like this on demo. But yeah, I mean, genuinely, like, I gotta work on not taking trades on demo that I wouldn't take for real. I mean, that's just, yeah, something I gotta work on. It's like, this is okay, but it's not great. And I would not try, I'd probably try not to take that for real. And you can see here that we run the bodies. We run the bodies, but we don't actually, what's it called? We run the candle bodies here, but we don't go to the wick. And this will happen a lot, where we'll run the bodies and we don't go to the wick. So yeah, would I have taken this for real? No. And so I shouldn't have taken this on demo, if I'm being completely honest. Because it's just, you don't want to take trades on demo you wouldn't take for real. It's just not something you should do. It's bad practice, and it's something that I'm working on still. But you know what? We're going to keep getting better and not doing that. I still like that this is I'm wondering, I want to be able to look at the micro chart easily and switch back and forth between the micro. I might just have maybe I'll have a different screen for it. Yeah, I'm just going to use this screen over here for having the micro chart. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'll switch the screen as needed. So for instance, okay, let me show you. So this screen you're seeing right now, I'm going to have S&P, YM, and the regular NQ, and then this screen, I'm going to have the S&P, YM, and the micro. So that way, if I ever want to do a paper trade, I can execute it incredibly easily, and I don't have to stress over that, because I think one of the most annoying things for me is like over stressing about some like calculating the contracts or something. And I don't know if what I'm saying even makes any sense, but what I'm saying is I want to be able to switch back and forth between looking at the micros and looking at the real actual NQ. That's what I'm trying to say. And I want to be able to execute paper trades on here. So I'll probably just use this screen as like, I'll go back and forth on this screen between Discord, this screen where it's the micro contracts, Twitter, and then I might just use this. I might use this screen for just like marking up stuff that I would not want on my other screen. So yeah, anyway, this is a 5-minute BPR. Let's go back to my other screen. So it kind of still seems like this is holding as a flow state model so far. Right, we have SMT. We have SMT, 1 minute change state delivery. A 100 sell orders. That's crazy. All right, Javier is confirming that this is a high probability sell area. All right, we just got filled on this paper account. So, I don't know if this is like the best trade in the world, but I don't know. Probably not really that great because, we're in a giant accumulation range right now. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'll get off the charts at 11:10 as always in 20 minutes. I'm just going to keep trying my best because that's all I can do. Is just try my best every single day. Like I said, I'm not concerned about what happens on a day-to-day basis. I'm concerned about the long run and just staying consistent and showing up. Because I think that's what Jan said was one of the biggest things that helped him is literally just showing up every day, even when you lose, even when you don't want to show up, showing up anyway and taking the trades and actually executing. So I do think Jan said that, but I don't know. Could be wrong. Wow, this is actually possibly working. Be cool if it actually did work, but we'll see. So with flow state, I like to go break even at the first standard deviation at TP1 and then hold the rest for the second standard deviation. And I'd like to do half off at the first standard deviation. So this is also a 5-minute BPR and a 30-second change of state delivery. Look at that perfect tap. Whoa. Look at that perfect tap. Wait. This is the macro time right now. Yo, are we actually gonna hit TP? Maybe? That would be cool. That would be very cool. Look at how perfectly we reacted off of that change of state delivery, though. That was actually pretty cool. So now I'm watching to see if we inverse this. This is looking a little better, guys. So now that we've inversed this, I don't think we should return to break even. Is that smart? Is that what I would do normally, though? See, I don't know if that is. How do I grab the stop loss back? I might just keep it where I'm gonna stick to my plan because yeah, I just prefer to trade a plan and not just change the plan. So I'm just gonna keep it there. Someone said something on Discord, I think. All right. Anyway. Man, dude, how did Justin take 2 wins today? We definitely need to review that in the market recap. Justin's a good trader. All right, 13 minutes left. Then I hop off and I move on with my day. We will review Justin's trades today. I will do my best in all my power to figure out how he did those trades because he got 2 wins today. That's pretty cool. Let's go look at that actually. Oh, he has a live recording of it. Whoa. The recording of this morning's trading session. I'm going to go through that later. This is funny. Oh, you can't see my screen. He has a live recording of that trading session. So, we'll have to go through it. Or I might just clip it in the market recap. So this was his trades. And it's like... How did he take this? Because I don't know. I'm not even sure. Like, this is one of the things that's always made me mad about other traders is they don't have any explanation. It's just kind of just lines and executions, and I'm like, bro. So how did you take this? This one seems pretty self-explanatory. Change state of delivery. Right, we close above this down up close candle. That one makes sense. And then he's just showing... These lines are just showing that he is saying that each of these order blocks are supporting price up to buy side, right? These down close candles are just supporting price. And here's this is the change state of delivery. So I'm guessing there must have been a 15-minute gap here. Let's go down on the lower time frame. And we can see, yeah, there's definitely a 15-minute gap. Oh, yeah, this is a clean trade. This is a really clean trade. This is probably like a 4R, actually. 15-minute fair value gap, liquidity sweep. Oh, yeah. I know exactly what he did. This is obvious. So, 15-minute gap. This is a very simple trade, actually. 15-minute fair value gap, right? Oh, you can't see my screen. So we have the 15-minute fair value gap, and then 1 minute change state of delivery. And then yeah, if I measure out the manipulation, I bet you all the standard deviations line up really well. Well, kind of. Yeah, you could just target buy side here. You can see, there we go. Second standard deviation hit. So yeah, that was a cool trade from Justin. And look at how the standard deviations line up above these highs here. So yeah, this was a really good trade. Very clean. This is how I would execute it. I would do like that. I would go TP1 and break even at the first standard deviation. I always do half off at the first standard deviation. TP1 and break even, half off here. TP2, the other half off here. That's a clean trade, guys. What do you guys think about that? 15-minute fair value gap, 1 minute change state delivery. Let me know what you guys think about that. We have 8 minutes left. This trade's being bipolar. I'm not going to keep trades open outside of my live trading window, so if these don't hit TP or stop loss, I'm going to close them. Whatever the trades I executed on paper. So this one was what one was it? On the 4th account or the 3rd account or the 5th account? Or this one? Yeah, this one's like been a very long trade. But I will close it if we don't start moving. Seven minutes. Yeah, this is just sloppy price action. Garbage. Honestly, shouldn't even be trading even on paper on this. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm gonna override this. I'm gonna say we don't take trades that we wouldn't take for real, and we would never take this for real because we're in a giant consolidation. So we're gonna exit out of those, and we're gonna exit out of this one as well, just because we're in a giant consolidation. This is not optimal trading conditions at all. So I'm going to exit all these. And I'm going to look through all these, make sure we don't have any other orders. And now we're just going to wait until 11:10 and then I'll be done. And then I'll review the market later today and we'll move on. Whatever. Yeah, 5 more minutes and then, yeah, moving on with my day. Guys, just one step at a time. One step at a time. But like I said, like, at this point, once we've kind of banged around the edges a little bit here, I don't think there's any point in trading this. Once it's pretty obvious that it's just accumulating, it just doesn't seem high probability anymore. Yeah, this is very clearly identifying accumulation in the market is one of the best ways to avoid losses, because you only want to enter the market when the market's done accumulating, has manipulated one side, and then we're going to the other side. So yeah, still just a giant accumulation. Yeah, I'll move on with my day in 4 minutes. Oh. 3 more minutes. That's crazy. Is there actually still 5 of you watching? That's actually crazy. You guys are boosting my watch time. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm ready to get on with my day. But I learned a valuable lesson. Like, we broke this low with this placement, and so this inversion was just not good. It's just, I was front running the 15-minute. That was the first thing. Second thing, there's a volume imbalance here I don't like. And yeah. It was a higher time frame 2022 model we were going against. So in the future, I'm going to be more cautious. Even though it looks good on the 5-minute, I'm going to be cautious. And if I don't love it on the 15-minute, like here we have this volume balance, I'm not going to take it. And that's just me getting 1% better every single day. So yeah, 1 more minute. We broke this high, formed this fair value gap. This could be a 2022 entry right here. Looks like it already hit, or it's about to hit TP1. Because we break this high with this placement, come back to this fair value gap, and now we're expanding higher. All right, there we go, 11:10, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, actually, see you guys when I film the market recap. But I'm not giving up, and I'll never give up. And we're gonna make it because we're not gonna stop. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.